58 minutes, depending on where the guys go. We've gone over the 1,000-mile marker. We did that with about 2 hours and 40 minutes to go. So this is a 12-hour race. So it took us just over 9 hours, I reckon, to do the 1,000 miles. But take the 40 minutes off at the beginning, and it was just over 8 hours. Not a bad clip, actually, when you consider how wet it was at the beginning. 63 is side by side with the 44 Lamborghini Huracan going down to the first corner, and this is a battle for position. There'll just be blurry headlights for those of you on the circuit, but I promise you'll see that they're side by side, and they're still side by side. That's the third corner they've gone through together and through. No.
The order is still the same. The Ferrari ahead just of the Lamborghini.
Yeah, well, Spencer Pumpelly was scored in the third position across the line, so he must have just got it across the line.
Oh yeah, by .000.
Yes, they were actually. I've never seen that before. To the 3 decimal places, they were scored exactly the same time across the line. So that's then gone to I don't know, alphabetical order. No. Yes, P for Pumpelly comes before V for Vilander. That's absolutely incredible, and Vilander just holds on to that. This is a cracking battle between two brilliant drivers. Johnny Palmer is just shaking his head behind here. Never seen that before, to 3 decimal places. Absolutely incredible battle for third place in GTD. Trent Hinman still leads by about 16 seconds. And then it's the Mercedes of Felipe Fraga, who's got about 10 seconds on this cracking battle. Actually, Fraga's just come back out again, so that is in effect the battle for second position now, because Fraga has dropped behind these two. Down towards turn 17. Where has Spencer Pumpelly, where can he find a little advantage? Coming through turn 17, he gains in the middle of the corner, but Vilander gets the power on that white Ferrari 488. Oh, there's miles between them this time, but there's a 10th. There's even more, it was half a second there. Come on, chaps, you're just not trying. Bright blue markers on the top of Spencer Pumpelly's Magnus Racing number 44 Lamborghini.
They're pulling away quite substantially now from Rick Breukers in the number 11 Grasser Lamborghini.
That car went well early on, and it's sort of not had the pace in the second half of the race. Don't know
it has from time to time, no question about it.
But not consistently, Jeremy.
Yes,
and I don't know what that is. They're fighting a battle. Pumpelly gains massively into the hairpin, brake way later. At IMSA Radio, coming up after the race, we'll get some reaction from the pit lane and from victory lane. And then we'll head into our Michelin post-race tech show. That's where you take over the agenda, and we'll have a look back at what we've seen this week. Let's have your questions, please. At IMSA Radio, use the hashtag MichelinPRT. MichelinPRT. Let's get them coming in now, and we'll start having a look at them. It's pointer rising, questions, general observations, or suggestions. When you're watching or listening, that will be on IMSA Radio RS2 once we've got through the checkered flag.
Battle brewing for 5th position. Number 84 car, Stephen Simpson, is driving the JDC Miller Motorsports, one of those 2 yellow cars at the moment. Number 7, Ricky Taylor, the recovering Acura, having gone a long way down in the early stages. That is right behind him now. That's a battle that's going to go on for a while. They're about 16 seconds behind the number 54 car, which still has Colin Brown at the wheel. That's the race leading car, also in GT Daytona, Trent Hinman, as he completes lap 50 to make his next scheduled pit stop.
Yeah, jacks on that Acura go very, very high, and it's a big drop when they drop it. I've noticed that. Still the fuel going in, everything's done, and there's a driver change coming up further down the pit lane as well, and the leader is in the pit lane, Jamie Howe.
And a driver change will happen, as we talked about. Pipo Derani now getting behind the wheel of the car. Talk about an advantage. This number 31 Whelen Engineering Cadillac had built up a 55-second lead over the rest of the prototype field before coming in for this pit stop. They should get back out there and still remain in the race lead. We're going to see how much fuel they take on. 4 Michelin tires. Clean windscreen. They're resetting the fuel right now, waiting. They're saying ready, 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 and go. Oh, and a little stall. Hey.
That was a 22-lap stint for Felipe Nasser. So not only was he turning some really good lap times, but getting great fuel economy as well.
22, did you say?
Yes. He was last in on lap 251. And he's now in lap on lap 273.
Is that the longest stint we've seen?
Yeah,
we've seen a couple of them.
It's not the first time. Actually, he did it on his last stint as well.
The sister car, the number 5 Mustang Sampling Cadillac, also from Action Express on pit lane. A little bit of a different strategy they're on, though, when it comes to drivers. They're not doing a driver change, so Brandon Hartley will stay behind the wheel of the car. And go back to the fuel on Felipe Nasser. He was on the reserve on that last lap at 22 laps. He did hit the reserve tank, just to give you some information as we get closer to the checkered flag.
Yeah, I bet he was doing 22 laps, but great stint once again. And number 5 car, by contrast, that was only a 16-lap stint for car number 5. They're probably back timing those to get to the finish. 40 minutes. How long we got to go? 2 hours and 30 minutes. What's that in terms of minutes?
150 minutes.
150 minutes. We can do around about 40 on a stint.
That's 80.
So that's three more pit stops from here.
Yeah.
That's right, because we said 4 a while ago.
Yeah.
But that's certainly interesting that the number 5 car, on the previous stops, there was 6 laps differential between the number 31 and number 5 coming onto pit lane. This time they both came in on lap 273.
Who needs predictive software and strategy software when I've got Jeremy with his lap charts, his old clipboard that he made at school.
Yes.
Made that in metalwork class at school. Travelled,
nearly lost useful at school.
Nearly lost it a couple of times.
I did, yeah.
We've got Dave at Road Atlanta to thank for
Dave.
getting that back.
Would have been a tragic loss.
Yes.
Don't need to know how long I've had it for.
All of
very proud of it.
6 or 7 years.
The clip's a bit knackered these days, but I have to be careful. I don't rip holes in trousers and shirts and things, and or fingers.
I think you need to get a file out and just take that down a bit.
Yeah, well, I've done that.
On health and safety grounds.
The file's been my finger. That's the problem.
Under 2.5 hours to go. Let's take a Cadillac in race update. We'll start in GTD this time. Tony Vielander cycled to the front of the field. We said that battle was for second, but with the stops, it's now in the lead. Vielander from Spencer Pumpelly, still by only 0.8 of a second. The 63 and 44, the Ferrari and the Lamborghini with the NSX of Catherine Legg in behind, in third position. That's the the Caterpillar car, obviously, the 57. GTLM, Ford, Chevy, Ford, BMW, Porsche, BMW, all on the lead lap. Just over a minute separating those cars. And in the top class at the front of the field, Pipo Derani, 45 seconds now from Brendan Hartley, 31 and 5, the 2 Action Express cars. And then Renger van der Zande is another 6 seconds further back. The first non-Cadillac is just off the lead lap, and that's Colin Brown, who is driving his socks off at the moment in that Nissan DPI. The 54 core car is 16 seconds ahead of Stephen Simpson, who's having a long run in the 84. That's the JDC Miller Motorsport car. Sorry, brain Mr. Gear there for a moment. Then it's the first of the Acura Team Penske cars with Ricky Taylor. He's only a couple of seconds back there, actually. And rounding off the DPI field, still running, Mazda 55's just come into the pits with Jonathan Bomarito. Juan Pedrahina in the 85, the second of the JDC Miller Motorsports car, and Simon Pagino still has the 6 Acura Penske running.
Yes, and while the Cadillacs just turned 22 lap stint, or the number 31 car did a 22 lap stint, the Mazda is regularly coming in after, well, 19 or 18 laps each. This last stint was 18 laps. The previous 2 under Olivier Pla had been 19, but just 18 for that last stint for Jonathan Bomarito at the wheel. He's handed over that car now to Harry Tincknell. See now whether Renger van der Zande can haul in Brendan Hartley. It's a battle for second and third, as John Hindhoff was just saying. The race leader, Pipo Derani, he's 46 seconds up the road now, and those 2 Action Express cars, they pitted on the same lap this last time around, so that's a kind of a legitimate lead now, if you like. Number 10 car, that pitted about 5 laps earlier, but it's only 5 laps behind, 5 seconds, excuse me, behind Brendan Hartley. So Renger van der Zande in that Konica Minolta Cadillac, the Daytona winner and therefore the championship leader, just 5 seconds behind Brendan Hartley, former World Endurance champion and Le Mans winner. And then Colin Brown will be next up, 1 lap down in car number 54. He's got about a 15-second lead. That's come down fractionally to Stephen Simpson over the last few laps, and Simpson is being tracked just a second or so behind him is Ricky Taylor in the number 7 Acura Team Penske. And then 2 laps down would be the number 55 car and the number 85. The 55 car's just been in, as I said, to make a pit stop.
Yeah.
And it falls behind the 85 in so doing.
Yeah. Juan Pedrahita was last in on 2:59.
Yeah.
Still got the feeling that this is just bubbling up nicely, Jeremy.
Yeah, I agree. Although no question, number 31 car has got a pretty handy advantage.
3 wide as the leader decides to go around the outside, going into the Jean de Bienne bends. And we've seen DPI's doing that before, and there is a bit of runoff area to the right, but not much. 47-second lead now for Durrani. It's Pipo time. And Ferrari and Tony Verlander still leading in GTD. As he heads down towards the hairpin. Get on the brakes. Just wait for the change of surface before you turn in there. You don't want to be turning in across the 2 different types of tarmac. We're heading out through turns 8 and 9 towards turn 10, the right-hander. Little short straight, get across to the left-hand side immediately, then let the car just drift before you drag it back to the right, and then it's hard on the brakes for Tower turn 13. Easy to run into the dirt there. There's quite a big trench just over the curb on driver's left, and now you're setting up for the fast left, right of the Jean de Bienne curves before you again are setting the car up. It's all about balancing the car here. There's lots of combinations. Set the car up all the way to the left, almost off the track before you turn in right-handed to get onto the back straight as fast as you can. And down the long back straight, the Ullman straight. In the darkness, difficult to pick your braking point. Front brakes glowing even on the GT cars. They're being worked very hard indeed. And Spencer Pumpelly is still there in that 44, sitting right in behind
That's fun, isn't
the lead. That is a cracking battle. Let's go down to the pit lane where Jamie's been watching this with an interested viewer. That's Andy Lally.
And Andy's been on the radio listening to Spencer Pumpelly. It's a new colors, new car, first season with Lamborghini for Magnus Racing. What have you guys learned over the 24 hours of Daytona in the first 9 hours here that's put you in this position?
We learned a ton from Daytona, and we learned where we needed to focus on a car. We were very strong on the front end of the car, and to be honest, we were pretty weak on the back end of the car, and we knew that if the rain came, we'd be worse. So the focus through practice was to try to get the rear end hooked up, and the guys did an amazing job because we rolled off the trailer with something not so great, and they did an amazing job to hustle and make some changes during and between the sessions to get us a very good platform that I'm really happy with right now. So Spence is out there, he's flying. I feel good when I'm in the car. I'm gonna get back in about 15 minutes here and finish up with a double.
What are some of the advantages that you guys have? The competition's so close with the Mercedes and the Ferrari, the Porsche, the Acura.
On a standalone lap, it's very similar to kind of the situation we were in last year with the Audi. We've got a quick car, but we do not have the torque. And so like there's a handful of the other manufacturers that are just crushing us off the corner, and then we're beating them under braking, but it's too much of a lunge for us to take. And so we have to wait for a mistake and then try to pounce on that. So the car handles very well. It's got a very good balance. The Michelins, we're burning off the fronts and the rears at a similar rate. So we try to keep, we're keeping a pretty good balance through the session. And so that's really it. I mean, we're probably the first or second best handling car out there, but we're probably 7th or 8th in acceleration. And it's a little frustrating on hour 4, 5, 6 when you're doing that, because you can't be the guy that goes and wrecks the car. But I guarantee you, if it comes down to the end and I'm near somebody, I'm going to be making that lunge.
If you're going to be finishing the race with the double, a scale to 1 on a 1 to 10, when you get in the next 15 minutes or so, where's the aggression level at?
When I first pull out, I got to keep myself calm. When we make that last stop, it's on 11.
All right, thank you, Andy. Now leading is Spencer Pumpelly. We'll see what he can do before he brings it in.
The number 57 Caterpillar Acura NSX GT3 car has come onto the pit lane. It is fuel and tires, no driver change. So let me peer through the windshield. That looks like Catherine Legg behind the wheel of this car. They have completed the left side tires. They're working on the right front and the left rear. They do a staggered stop on this one. Fuel hoses go into both sides of the car. Let's see, are they going to do a windshield tear-off or a clean? Oh, it's a clean, so Catherine Legg saving some of her tear-offs for a little bit later on in the evening. Interesting, they were actually cleaning off the roof to put some tape on the roof. And on the side, I wonder if the windshield is starting to come loose on this car, because they're actually putting tape on the windshield to hold it back into place. They didn't do any cleaning whatsoever. And now Catherine has the handprint of a mechanic right in front of her line of sight.
Oh, that would annoy me massively. I hate dirty windscreens. Can't do with fingerprints on side windows and on the glossy black parts around the windows. Can't be doing that at all.
Battle between number 84 and number 7 over 5th place continues.
This is the DPI battle between the Cadillac and the Acura for Stephen Simpson and Ricky Taylor.
They, in turn, they're inching closer to Colin Brown. They're all three of those cars are one lap down, number 54, 84 and 7. But they are closing on each other.
So Spencer Pumpelly then, with that pit stop for Tony Vilander, has gone through and has got another 6 or 7 laps by the sound of it if Andy's not getting in there. So that's going to push them pretty close to just doing it on one more stop, which is sort of what Andy Lally was saying. I'm not sure the Ferrari can do it on one more stop. So they might have got a slight advantage in terms of where they are on their fuel. That's what we've got to start thinking about now in GTD, Jeremy. We're had down to 2 hours to go. Anybody who pits with just about 2 hours to go, they do about an hour. GT Le Mans finishing drivers starting to think about what's going on there and who's got. They should all have plenty of new rubber to go on. 25 BMW is just getting.
It is, but that car had fallen a lap off the lead not too long ago.
Colton Hertig has got out of that car. And Connor De Filippi has got in that car. Shea, what's the thinking down in GT Le Mans then for the end of the race? We were talking about GT Daytona because we're getting down towards, 20 minutes away. If you can get somewhere near 2 hours in a GTD car, you can get all the way to the end on one more stop. I reckon the GT Le Mans cars now are 2 stops from the end from here.
Yep, that's what's going on. I see a helmeted John Edwards, so my guess would be that he would be taking the number 24 BMW to the finish, which would make sense because it was no. He's got that look of concentration in his eyes, not like he's trying to put a drinks bottle into place. John Edwards